Hi and welcome back to the next video from Effective Dashboards. In this video we will be looking at adding targets to our matrix of KPIs. Okay, so this is video 3 of the mini series that I've created, and this series I'll leave a link to video 2 and that's got a link to video 1. I'll leave that at the top of the page and below. This video here is where we continue to build out this matrix of KPIs that we've imported from Excel. So each one of these KPIs, or not each one of these, but a few of these KPIs do have a target, and we want to display the target here. So just as a reminder, we're trying to emulate the layout that we have in Excel. So here's an Excel file, and in this business scenario, the team or the management team are happy with this file. They don't want to use the new visualizations that are available in Power BI just yet, but they do want to be able to see their data in a similar format to this. So we're going to go and add in these target values here. Okay, so that's the objective of this video. Right, so the first thing we need to do is we need to get the actual file, and we're going to create a new table, and that table is going to store the KPI target value. So here it is here. So we've got the data input sheet that's got the information. We've got this sort table that we cover in the previous video and how we can make sure we display the KPI rows in the order that we want to see them. And now we're going to create the target table. So it's going to have a name of the KPI, and that's going to be the key that sorts joins us to this sort table. It's going to have the actual target value, and it's also going to have a calculated column that takes this value and adds some formatting to it so that we can display it as a whole number, a decimal, a percentage, etc., comma separated thousands. Okay, so that's what we're going to create in this particular lesson. So let's go and get some Excel data. So we're going to use this button here, and we're going to go in and get this Excel sheet. And we're going to go, and the target values are currently in this data input sheet. And here we can see the target values are there. So let's go to transform data. Right, now the only values that we're interested in is the only columns we're interested in are these two columns here. We need the name of the KPI because that's going to be the key we're going to use to link it back to the sort table. And we need the actual target value. So we don't need any other columns. So let's go and first of all remove the header values here, the first few rows here, because we don't need those. So we're going to remove rows, and we're going to remove top rows, and we're going to remove the top 3 rows. Okay, and then we're going to go to choose columns, and we only want column 3 and column 4. So deselect these, column 3, column 4. And here we have it. Next we're going to go and remove we've got plenty of null values here, so we're going to remove those, remove rows, and we're going to remove the blank rows. Here we go. Okay, so that's tidied that up a little bit. The next thing we want to do is we want to get rid of these KPIs here. So in here, you can't really go, and if we sort this column here, it'll sort it alphabetically, either descending or ascending. Now, these are headers here, this KPI 1, 2, 3, and 4, and they're never going to have a value. So we could actually remove these from the table. Now you can't actually, there's no functionality to go and select a row here. However, what you can do is you can go to transform and you can transpose. Now, I'll just unselect this because I'm not sure what that will do. We'll transpose the data, so that's just turned it from rows into columns, and then we will go and use the first row, and now what we can do is we can go in and choose columns here, and then we can go and get rid of these and say we don't want them. Click on OK, and then we go transform, use first row, use header as first row, demote these back again, and then transpose again. And that's just a little bit of a shortcut to get rid of these specific rows that we don't want to pull into a data model. The other thing we need to do is change these headers. So just right click, double click on here, and we'll change this one to KPI name, and we'll change this one to target value, and we want to make this in fact, let's just choose both of these and let's see what detect data type does. So it's fine, it's changed that one there to a text and it's changed that one there to a decimal, which is good. And that's what we need for this. So I think that's us ready to move that into our data model. We'll just call this targets, and we'll go to home and we'll close and apply. Okay, so we can see that targets has been added into the data model. Let's take a look and see how Power BI has joined it. So it's added a targets table up here. Now by default it's actually joined the targets to the, it saw this KPI name and it's identified KPI name here, and it's created that relationship. However, it's actually this sort table we want to create the relationship between. So let's double click on the relationship, and we will change this to KPI sort, and we will change, we'll create those there. It's a 1-to-1, and that's fine. So what that's done is it's just essentially, there's a 1-to-1 relationship here. It's just really created an extension of this KPI sort based on that display name. And now we've got a target value as well, which will be sorted in exactly the same order as the KPI name. And that means it's going to be displayed next to the KPI name, or can be displayed next to the KPI name, which is exactly what we need. Okay, so let's go back to our visualization, and we are going to click on this matrix, and if we open up our targets and we want this target value, now it's got that sum there, so we don't want it to be summed, but we'll change that in a second. And we want that target value to go next. It's going to go, it's going to go in here next to display name. Right, now what we can see here is that it's displayed, and let's find one that's got an actual, so it's displayed it there, but we want it to be next to the actual value, not underneath it. So there's a couple of configuration options we need to do. The first one is we need to get rid of this option called a stepped layout. So if we type in step, and it's under the row headers, and we'll put that step layout off. And then the other thing we need to do is we need to get rid of these pluses and minuses. So let's go and get rid of those. We don't want that plus icon. Right, now it doesn't look like there's anything happening here. Where has our target gone? Now the one thing we need to remember is that we need to switch on this expand all levels. So we need to expand that, and when we do, the target appears. Okay, so what we've actually done here is we've actually created a hierarchy here. KPI display name and KPI display and the target value. So now we can see we've got the headers here, KPI 1, KPI 2, KPI 3, and some of these have got targets. Now one thing you'll notice straight away is that some of these have got 2 decimal places, and some of these should be percentages. So let's go and sort out the formatting of these target values. Okay, so we're going to add a new field here, and the field is going to be similar to what we did with the other these KPI measures, but this will be this will just be a calculated column here, and it's going to be a value that is used specifically for just displaying the KPI target values. Okay, so we're going to go and right click on here, and we're going to create a new column. and I'm going to add in some DAX in here. So I'm just going to copy and paste it in because I've created this earlier, and you don't need to see me typing it in, but I'm going to talk you through what it is doing. Now before I click enter here, I just want to make sure that everything works, and it should do. So what we have is we've got, first of all, the name of the calculated column is called target value, value for display. We don't need that twice. Target value for display. And we've set up some variables. So the first few variables are all variables for selecting the format. So this one, PC format, is a variable that allows us to format it as a percentage. There's a default, which is just formatting it as the number as it appears and as it comes. There's a comma separated format there, and there's another, and so these are the different formats. Now the other thing I've done here is I've actually, when I was putting this together, I thought it could be a little bit more, a bit smarter here, and rather than actually go through each of the different measures and specify each one like we did before. So we specified each measure and the format for each one of those measures. With this one here, there is only really three different options. There's a percentage, there's a comma separated thousands, and then there's a default. Those are the three options we've got. So what I've done here is I've created a variable called contains PCT. So, and it just checks or searches, so if search, and it searches for this percentage, and it returns the starting point of this percentage in the string. And the string in this example here is the KPI name. Now I've added in the optional arguments. So there's a few arguments here. I just show you what they are, and I found that so you find text, so find this percentage within the text name, so the KPI name. And then the next one is the starting position. Now I just want to start from the first place, so it's fine. And then the value, if not found, is going to be blank. So if it returns a blank value, then that's not going to be, so whatever value it returns from this search. So say for example the KPI name had, if we just look at this one here, this is at position number 1. So if that's greater than 0, which it is because it's at position number 1, then we're going to return a true. This if statement will return a true. Now we're going to use this, so if there's no percentage in the name, so for example tool time doesn't have a percentage, it'll return a blank. Okay, so that's the only thing this variable does, and we'll use that in a second. So it searches the string, returns the value or the number where this percentage is first encountered, and then we use that number basically to check to see if it's greater than 0. If it's greater than 0, we can assume that this is stored, or this percentage appears somewhere in the KPI name. In which case, we're going to end up formatting that as an actual KPI, a percentage when we output the format. You'll see in a second. We then use a switch statement. We use this switch statement, which is, the first argument is true, so it's going to choose whichever one of these it finds to be true first of all. So the first thing it does is, if it contains percentage, so if this is true, so if this variable returned this true, then it's going to format as a percentage. So it's going to format the actual display for the KPI as a percentage, which is what we need. Otherwise, if the target value is greater than 1000, then it's going to format this as a comma separated thousands. So if we've got one target that's greater than 1000, and we want to see that comma appear in the thousands. Otherwise, we're going to go and set it as the default there. Okay, so there's no argument here. This is just the default for the switch statement. If it doesn't find this, if that's not true, if it doesn't contain a percentage, if it's not bigger than 1000, then it will just default to this format, which is this format here. Okay, so I hope that makes sense, and let's just see how that works. So I'm going to go and I'm going to replace this KPI value with this KPI value for display in the matrix. So let's minimize this and go back into here. I'm going to add that in. I'm going to take that out. And here we can see we've now got these formatted as percentages because the percentage appears in each one of these titles here. And we've got the other ones just as the normal targets. And we've got these ones here, in particular, formatted as 1000 with a 0, with a comma separated for every 3 zeros. So these are just a simple way that we can go and we can format this to look exactly how we want it to look. Similar to how we've done it with these ones here. So we're starting to build out our KPI matrix, make it look a bit closer to the one we've got in Excel. And in the next video, I will show you how to go and add in some section headers here and make these stand out a little bit more. Okay, so hopefully you found this useful, and thanks for listening. And if you like this video, give it a big thumbs up. And if you want to keep up to date with the next video, which will be video number 4 in the series, then subscribe and press the bell and make sure you get a notification, and you'll get notified of any other videos that I release as well. Okay, thanks again, and I'll talk to you in the next video.